My name is Anderson Ellis Kainali Gallagher. People call me Bobo.
We're gonna pull out all the algae and the dead roots that are right in this corner right here. And remember I said go really light so you don't pull the mud. So go really, really light. There you go. You don't have to be Hawaiian to be a Hawaiian. It's what is in your heart. It is how you carry yourself and how you engage with the Hawaiian culture. Good job, Bobo.
When I came, the best advice was you need to be a palm tree and sway. Be able to take in advice and look at what's around you. The mainland are oak trees and you can't come like an oak tree. That was really good advice, to come in and just be willing to learn. Going right into that next letter. It's telling that the first time I met Archie, my son had been with him for like 7 hours and I had never met him. It's like, he's with Archie, okay.
To learn from Archie, it's kind of like learning from a king of the past. It's just like, it's kind of just mind-boggling.
You know, Bobo's not Polynesian, he's not Hawaiian, he's not Tahitian, but he is wanting to learn. Surfing is the icing on the cake, but to teach him the values of what it is to be an ambassador of Hawaii, of what it is to be part of Hawaii, that can be a great gift.
The ocean, for me, I feel like it's kind of like my second home. And it's where I have the most joy, and when I am myself, it's where I can feel like I can just be who I am and do what I love to do.
Bobo having the opportunity to train with Susie. She is a training expert. It's really amazing to see the many people that she's helped so that they could raise their level of competition, whether it be physical or knowledge base, with the run at Maliko Gulch. Susie's done a lot of good for the SUP world.
Bobo has a sparkle. When I was taking him out for his first time on a 14-foot board, what I was impressed at the most was that his ability to be playful and be a kid, but also focus on the words that I was saying and the coaching and direction. Having Bobo coming in at this young age, taking direction so well, it was a joy and it was very easy, and there were times he was checking on me.
I'm pretty stoked seeing these little groms out there. They're like really getting it, you know. They're pushing the sport too. Like even at a young age, they're gonna be the ones who are gonna take it to the next level, you know. I can kind of guide the way for them only so much, and they're gonna see what I'm doing and they're gonna wanna do it and they're gonna try and do it better, you know. You're always trying to up the generation before you.
When I did my first Maliko run with him, I remember kind of being scared to death, honestly. You go out and you're about 1.5 miles straight out to the ocean, take a left turn, and then you kind of basically cruise into the shore for the next 10.5 miles. Bobo's fearless and Bobo's like doing his thing, and I'm kind of getting rocked back and forth. When I look up and Bobo's 50 yards in front of me, and he's literally laying on the back of his canoe looking up at the sky. We're in 3 to 4 foot swells rocking back and forth. I paddle as fast as I can to get up to him within shouting range, and I'm like, Bobo, what are you doing? You know, and he sits up and he just looks over at me and goes, just waiting on you, Dad. We're 1.5 miles offshore, and like he feels comfortable with the ocean enough to like lay down on his board, head up, I mean exposed, and I'm inside, I'm like kind of freaking out a little bit.
I think I see in Bobo just this passion. He wants to load up all the gear and go and just, it's alive. He's just alive in the water. And he's able to do things, especially in the last year, that have amazed us.
How's it, Dave?
Hey, Art.
How are you?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Awesome. I had mentioned to Dave Kalama that we wanted to come up and look at his shop and saying that, hey, maybe Bobo has the potential to be the next Kai. And Dave said, well, maybe Bobo has the potential to be the next Bobo.
Like, you might ride this and go, oh, I don't need anything close to a 4.2.
For me to see Bobo at this stage of the learning curve and the lifestyle of it all is really fun, because in all the sports I've done, what I've come to realize is the learning, the developing, the improving is ultimately the best part of any sport you do. Going through that process and challenging yourself, challenging your brain, your ability, utilizing the skills you've developed in other sports and just as a kid playing, you draw upon all those things to kind of crack the code on whatever it is you're addressing or whatever it is you're doing.
But it might be on the small side. It's 3.6.
Seeing Bobo at the beginning of that process and being so young makes me think back to when I was that age and how valuable it would have been to have someone go, no, use this board, not that one. Do this technique, not that one. And just help you minimize the hard knocks of learning would have been incredible. But most of what I've learned always has been the hard way, meaning trial and error, right? And probably more error than anything else, but that's how you learn. A lot of what restricts people or inhibits them from maximizing their potential or that creative process, what I've come to figure out is fear. There's so many sort of barriers that we put up for ourselves and want to play within this little zone of comfort, but development doesn't happen in there. It happens outside of that. And that's part of that fear that you have to address. Fear of failure, fear of being scrutinized by your peers, the fear of looking or being different. To not be afraid of those things allows you to get outside your comfort zone, start doing and making decisions that might not work out. And when you can not be afraid of that, now you can really start to do stuff that is creative at the very least, and sometimes very innovative.
This has all just kind of taken off in the last year, so we're kind of in a way trying to catch up to it. Bobo has trained us to keep him kind of on that longer leash, to let him explore. Now he's reaching newer heights and greater lengths.
So Duke was raised in Waikiki, was a full-blooded Hawaiian who symbolized Hawaii to millions of people. He developed into an Olympic champion. He won 3 gold medals, 2 silvers, and a bronze in 4 Olympics. He is known as the father of international surfing. By instilling these values in him at this age, it only can help him blossom into the person that he wants to become and more. This is kalo or taro that's growing behind me, and this particular site here has not had taro growing in it for over 130 years. One of the things that became very evident while working to get this taro patch going was working towards putting the water back in the river. What I've come to learn is this river that you hear flowing is like the vein in your arm or in your leg. The fish that spawn, the babies, they need that brackish water to develop their gills so that they can handle the stronger currents and the salt water. When we allow this to flow and saturate and fill our aquifers, we can sustain communities for hundreds of years. As a Hawaiian, it's my obligation to share and pass on those cultural beliefs and practices so that I can help someone become an ambassador to Hawaii and to surfing.